So, thank you for watching this video. So, in this video, we'll be doing question 6 of May, June 2023, question paper mathematics, paper 1. And this is financial mathematics. So, I'll read question 6 statements and then answer the questions that follow. So, question 6. They are saying a company bought a photocopier for 150,000 rands on 1 July 2022. They will use the old photocopier as a trade-in when they replace it with a similar new photocopier in 5 years' time on 30 June 2027. So let me try to read this thing again. A company bought a photocopier for 150,000 on 1 July 2022. They will use the old photocopier as trade-in when they replace it with a similar new photocopier in 5 years' time on 30 June 2027. So essentially what they're saying is this company bought a photocopier for 150,000 on the 1st of July 2022. And then this photocopier, they will use it as trade-in when they are buying a new one in 5 years' time. Right? So they are hoping to do this trade-in on the 30th June 2027. No problem. So let's start with the questions. 6.1.1. No problem. What are they saying? They are saying the average rate of inflation over the next 5 years will be 6.5% per annum. Determine the price of the new photocopier in 5 years' time. So, because they will be buying a similar machine, right? So, they will be replacing the old photocopier with a new one. But the new one will be similar, on the similar range with the old one, right? Or similar category. So, we are told that now the average inflation over the next 5 years is 6.5% per annum, right? So they want us to find what will be the value of the new photocopier, right? So what do? We want to know how much will the value of the new machine be. So what we say, calculate the amount after all this inflation over 5 years. Over 5 years. So we say A is equal to P into 1 plus I, it is N. So your A is what you're looking for, the new price of the machine. P, you have your P, it's 150,000, right? And your I, you're told that is 6%, right? 6.5%, which is equal to 0.065. And then N number of years, 5 years. So what do you say? You want the new amount of the amount of the new machine. So your A will be 150,000 to 1 plus 0.065. All these 5 years. So the cost of the new machine will be the answer of this. Let's see, what will it be? So 150,000 into 1 plus 0.065, all these 5 years. So the cost of the new machine will be 205,000, right? 513 rands, 0 cents. So this will be the cost of the new machine. That is similar to the previous one, because the price, in five years ago, it was this, and then it appreciated, or it went up due to inflation and became this amount here. So done. So go to the next question, 6.1.2. So they are saying now, calculate the trade-in value of the old photocopier after 5 years if it depreciates at a rate of 9% per annum on a straight line basis. So they're telling you now, they're asking you to calculate the trade-in value of the old photocopier after 5 years if it depreciates at 9% per annum on a straight line basis. So they want you to calculate the value, or actually they wanted to calculate the value of that asset after 5 years if it depreciates on a straight line basis at 9% per annum. So on a straight line basis. So if this thing is depreciating, right? This photocopier on a straight line basis. So we know if this thing is depreciating on a straight line basis, so our formula that we use is A is equal to P to 1 minus I times N. You know this was this original amount, the depreciation rate, and the number of years. So A, which is what we're looking for, is equal to what? Is equal to P, which was 150,000 when you bought it into 1 minus 0.09, because they said it depreciates at 9% per annum, times 5, because I times N. Then whatever amount that you will get here, right, it will be the value of that photocopier after 5 years. So let's check it out. Pass that in a calculator and see that this will be equal to times 5. So the value of this photocopier after 5 years will be 882,500. That's what it will be. This will be the value of this photocopier. Done. Then we'll move to the next question, which is 6.1.3. Which is 6.1.3. What do we do? Let's say 6.1.3. So what we have here, this will be the value of the new machine, right? This is the value of the current machine. This is what you can sell or trade in your current machine for. This value after 5 years is 82,500. So we'll move to 6.1.3. What are they saying there? They're saying now the company set up a sinking fund to cover the replacement cost of the new photocopier. The fund earns an interest rate of 7.85% per annum compounded monthly. The company made its first monthly deposit on 31 July 2022 and will continue to do so until 31 May 2027, 1 month prior to the purchase of the new one. How much should be deposited at the end of each month so that the company will be able to buy a new photocopier? Let me read this thing. Okay. So they're saying the company set up a sinking fund to cover the replacement cost of the new photocopier. The fund earns an interest at a rate of 7.85% per annum, compounded monthly. The company made its first monthly deposit on 31 July 2022 and will continue to do so until 31 May 2027, which is 1 month prior to the new machine being bought. How much should be deposited at the end of each month so that the company will be able to buy the new photocopier? No problem. So here's what is happening here. So this company wants to replace this one in 5 years' time. So they set up a sinking fund so that they are able to afford the new machine in 5 years' time. So essentially what they're asking on this fund that they have set up, how much should they deposit monthly, right? So that they are able to afford this new machine. Fine. So in 5 years' time, the first question is how much will they need in 5 years' time? So the new machine will be 205,513 rands, right? But the old one, which is the one that they bought 5 years ago, its value will be at 82,500. So they will use this one as trade-in, which means they will give this one to the company, and so that this purchase price here is reduced by that much. It's more like some sort of deposit, because this will be the value of the old machine, and this will be the value of the new machine. So if you give them this one, they will subtract the value of this one from this from this new price here. So the value, so the amount that will be needed by the company will be how much? It will be that 205,000 513 minus that 82,500. This is because this one will be used as a trade, it will be traded in. So it's more like when they give them that old photocopy, it's more like, because it's worth 82,500, it's more like they're giving them 82,500, which should be reduced from the new price, so that the new price is whatever the amount is here. So let's punch this and see how much is our new amount that is needed by the company, or new price for that company. So 513 minus 82,500. So the company in 5 years' time to buy the new machine will need what? Will need 123,013 rands. This is the amount that they will need in 5 years. So the company will need this amount in 5 years' time. That's the amount that they will need. So we're told that now they set up the sinking fund, right? So let's draw a timeline, because I like them, they make things easier. So here's it. So this is when they bought the new machine, right? This is 1st July 2022 here. Here, this will be the 60th month, right? Which will be 30 June 2027, when they are buying a new machine. So here, this is when we're buying a new machine, and then after 5 years, which is 60 months, that's when they will be buying another machine, and trading in the old one. So our friend, when did he start making deposits? He started making deposits on the 31st of July, which was at the end of this first month here. So after 1 month, that's when he started making payments. So this should be like 31st of July of the same year, 2022. So our friend continued with these deposits. So he was depositing this amount, whatever the amount is. He continued with these deposits. And the last one, when was the last one made? We're told that the last deposit, they say the company made its first monthly deposit on 31 July 2022, and will continue to do so until 31st May, right? Which is 1 month before the new photocopier was bought. Which means the new one currently was bought on the 31st of July, right? The replacement one will be bought when? On the 30th of June 2027. But now our friend started making the payment shortly after this, at the end of the first month, right? And continue to do so until the 27th of May, which means 1 month before this, which is here. This is where our friend stopped making payments. His last payment was 1 month before the new machine was bought. This is where our friend stopped making payments. Now, the question would be, at this point, how many payments were made? It's obvious. If he was making the first one here, the one that he will be making here, it will be the 59th payment. So our friend made a total of 59 payments in the account. The first one was made here, and then the last one was made there, which was 1 month before the new machine was purchased. So, how do we solve this now? What we do is we'll say, okay, now, future value amount would be called what? X into 1 plus I over M, raise what? Raise the number of payments, right? Minus 1, or number of deposits, all over I over M. So, this is the number of deposits up until the last month, right? What you have here. These are the number of deposits up until the last month. Up until the last payment. That would be a better way of saying so. Up until the last payment or last month of deposit. So, but after he made his deposit here, right? This entire amount that he had deposited into the account from the 31st of July to the 27th to the 31st of May is this amount here. So after he made that last deposit, that amount was not instantly used. It was not used because it was scheduled to be used on the 60th month, which means on the 30th of June 2027. So whatever the amount that he deposited plus his interest up until there, it will sit on this account for 1 month. So whatever this balance is up until that point will sit on this account for a month before it is used. So because it's sitting on that account, which earns an interest monthly, so it should get its own interest, which means 1 plus I over M. For how long? For 1 month. Because it will be sitting on the account for a month. Because what you have at this point on this bracket here is what you've been depositing from the end of the first month up until the end of the 59th month. Which is what? Which is end May, which is 31st May 2027. So this is what you've been depositing into the account. So whatever that balance is, which is this, it will sit on the account for a month. So which means you'll gain interest for that month. Because whatever that it is, if you leave it into that account earns an interest of 7.85%. So it should be gaining interest for that 1 month. That's why I did that. So from here, just substitute your stuff. What is this? This is the amount that you need there, which is that 123,113 rand. Or 123,013 rand, which is the amount that you will need in 5 years time. In 5 years time, is equal to your monthly deposit, which is what you're looking for, times 1 plus 0.075. 0.75? 0.0785 all over 12. Raised by the number of deposits. How many deposits were made? A total of 59 deposits was made. Minus 1 times what? 1 plus 0.0785 all over 12. Raise 1, which is that 1 month. All over 0.0785 over 12. Then you solve for your X, which is your monthly deposit. Cross multiply this times that, so you have 0.13 times 0.785 over 12 is equal to X times 1 plus 0.0785 all over 12 into 59 minus 1 times 1 plus 0.0785 all over 12. This is what you have. So you divide both sides by this thing here, which is these brackets. 1 plus 0.0785 over 12, all is 59 minus 1. 1 plus 0.0785 all over 12, raise 1. Also divide with the same thing here as well, which is what? 1 plus 0.0785 over 12, raised 59 minus 1 times 1 plus 0.0785 over 12. So yeah, so this and that go away, this and that go away. So this side we're left with X is equal to whatever the answer of this thing is. Punch that in your calculator and see what you get. So what we get is 1,704 rands 1 cent. So this is the amount that our friend should be depositing into that account in order to have 100. So our friend should be depositing 1,704 cents for 59 months and leave it for a month into that account in order to have 123,013 rands at the end of the 60 months period. So this is the amount that our friend should be having. Okay, so now we're doing 6.2. They're saying today Andrew borrowed 200,000 from a bank. The bank charges an interest of 5.25% per annum compounded quarterly, right? So Andrew will make repayments of 6,000 at the end of every 3 months, right? His first payment will be made 3 months from now. How long in years will it take Andrew to settle the loan? No problem. So they are saying our friend Andrew, he borrowed 200,000 from a bank at an interest of 5.25% per annum compounded quarterly. So they're saying Andrew will make monthly repayments of 6,000 every 3 months, which is every quarter, right? Which is expected. So they're saying his first payment will be made 3 months from now, which is after the first quarter, after a quarter since he borrowed the amount. So which is okay, which is expected, which is normal. So they're saying how long in years will it take Andrew to settle the loan? So they want to know how long in years will it take Andrew to settle the loan. So okay, the present value is equal to this, the present value formula, 1 plus I over m raised negative n all over I. So the present value is the amount that our friend borrowed, which is 200,000. Is equal to how much will he be paying monthly? 6,000, right? Into 1 minus 0.0525, right? A quarter should be plus, it should be 1 plus 0.0525 quarterly for whatever number of payments that he'll be making per quarter. Then all over 0.0525 all divided by 4. So want to check how many payments that he'll be making there. So those number of payments, they are made quarterly. Once you know the number of payments, you will know how many quarters it took him to pay off that loan, right? Because he makes payments every quarter, right? So if you make payments quarterly and you know how many payments he made, then you know how many quarters it took him to make that payment, because they should be the same. So let's solve this. Cross multiply. So you have 200,000 times 0.0525 all over 4 is equal to 6,000 into 1 minus 1 plus 0.0525 all over 4 raised negative n, which is representing negative number of payments. So we want that. So we divide by 6,000, divide by 6,000. So this and that go away. So let's punch this and see what it gives us. So what is it giving us? So it's 200,000 times 0.0525 over 4 divided by 6,000. So here we get 7 over 16 is equal to, this side we're left with what? 1 minus 1 plus 0.0525 over 4 all raised negative n. Then you transpose this to the side. So you will have your 7 over 16 minus 1 is equal to negative 1 plus 0.0525 all divided by 4 raised to negative n. That's what you have. So let's get the answer to this. Minus 1. So you get that your answer here, if you punch this, it will be what? Minus 9 over 16. Then divide both sides by negative sign. So this negative sign will go away, and this negative sign will go away, so you're left with this. Then when you have, take the log of both sides, say log of 9 over 16 is equal to log of whatever is inside there. So let's say 1 plus 0.0525 over 4. So it's going to log of 1621 over 1600, all raised to negative n. So when you have a log of something, its exponent, you can take it in front here. So you have log 16, 9 over 16 is equal to negative n log of 1621 over 1600. Then divide by log of 1621 over 1600. Divide by log of 1621 divided by 1600. So get your negative n is equal to the answer for that. Let's get the answer of that thing. So log of 9 over 16 divided by log of our answer, which is that. So we get that the number of payments that were made are minus 44.12. Therefore, the number of payments is equal to 44.12. Divide both sides by a negative. So these are the number of payments that our friend, that it took our friend this much number of payments, right, to settle that loan or to pay off the debt. So I'll clean the board so that I can just conclude this, because they said they wanted the number of years. So you just have to convert these quarters into years, because this is the number of payments that were made. So each payment was made after a quarter. So if you know the number of payments, they should be the same as the number of quarters. So I'll clean the board and then try to conclude this. So here, it took our friend to pay off the debt. The number of payments made by our friends are what? He made 44.12 payments. This is the number of payments, right? And each payment was made after each quarter. So each payment was made after each quarter. So which means if he made this number of payments, the number of quarters it took for him to make those payments is what is also that. So now we know the number of quarters is 44.12. Those are the number of quarters it took our friend to pay off the debt, right? So what do we do from here? So now we know that 1 year is equal to what? Is equal to 4 quarters. That's what we know. But now we have this number of quarters, 44.12 quarters. What do we want? We want the number of years here. What do we do? Just cross multiply. This time this 44.12 equal to 4 times x, which is our number of years. In this case, I'm using x to be the number of years. Then divide by 4, divide by 4. Right? This and this. So x, which will be your number of years, is equal to the answer of that. So take that divided by 4. The number of years is 11.03 years. So it will take our friend 11.03 years to pay off that debt of 200,000. at a rate of 6,000 per month. That's where we're sitting. And I'm done with this question. I hope it does make sense to you as it does to me. Thank you for watching, and I hope you did find it helpful. And if you did, we would be happy if you would let us know in the comment section, like our video as well, so that it can improve our ratings, and perhaps subscribe on the channel if you want to see more similar stuff that we do on this channel, or different stuff. Thank you for watching. Cheers.